Welcome back, everybody, to the Biker Map Live, Patty P on the road. I kind of like that. My name's John, and I am Patty's assistant here at podcastradious.com. Hear us every Monday at 11 a.m., another Beasley Media Group production. Patty, who do we have in the studio now?
Oh, Chris from Musica Tequila. Hi, Chris. How you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for coming into the show.
Well, thank you for having me. This is exciting. So.
Yeah, when I met you at the Standard not too long ago, I tasted the tequila and it was just amazing. And you guys are coming down from Michigan, correct?
We lived in Michigan most of our lives.
Okay.
We moved down to Florida about 3 years ago. So we've kind of launched the product in Michigan and Florida because we kind of consider both of those our home states. So we kind of call it the mitten and the sock launch plan. So.
Oh, wonderful. Now, are you a snowbird? Do you come down?
No, we're down here full time now. Yeah.
Full time.
But we have grandkids up there. We have a lot of business, so we're back and forth quite a bit.
Oh, wonderful. So it is actually, your tequila is agave. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's 100% agave. It's produced and bottled in Mexico. There's a lot of rules around the word tequila and what is allowed and what isn't, so we're absolutely following all those rules, and we found a great partner, a distillery in Jalisco, Mexico, which is where all tequila comes from.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, that
All
we work
tequila
with.
comes from one area of Mexico?
Yep, has to come from, if it's 100% agave tequila, it must come from the state of Jalisco in Mexico.
Now I've noticed you've got two bottles here in the studio, and one is clear, and one is got a sort of a tone to it, a darkness
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
a third one too, but I didn't pull it out.
What's the difference?
So the Blanco, or the clear one, is unaged, basically. So that goes through the distillation process, the fermentation process, to make it tequila out of the agave plant. But it's not aged. Some people, you're allowed to age it for up to 59 days, but we don't age this because we like the pure agave taste. The one that's a little darker, or the Reposado, this is aged in bourbon barrels for 3 months. You can age it up to just shy of a year by the rules of Reposado. But we age ours 3 months because we still want a lot of what's in our Blanco to come through, but a little bit of the bourbon taste. Whereas the Añejo is aged for 1.5 years in a bourbon barrel. So we got a lot of bourbon drinkers that really like our Añejo.
Okay. Listen, what made you and your wife, all of a sudden you woke up one morning and said, honey, let's make tequila?
Kinda, yeah. No.
I mean...
So tequila's been my favorite spirit for probably 25 years. I traveled to Mexico quite a bit over the last 25, 30 years.
For what?
For engineering. Well, started out for fun, and then for engineering. That's one of the other things I do. I'm a tequila aficionado, but also a geeky engineer and musician. So.
Okay. So I figured you had something to do with music.
Yeah.
And you know, I love music. Music is the language of the heart. Tequila for music lovers. What does that mean?
Well, we really wanted to put this together, and the reason for the brand is I've got a history in music. I used to be a musician. I guess I still am. I still play.
Yeah.
But I tried to do it professionally for a period of time. But then I was a recording studio owner.
What do you play?
Guitar and sing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I owned a recording studio. I was an engineer and a producer.
In Michigan?
Well, it started out in Michigan, but I did a lot of traveling around the U.S., around Europe, so did a lot of international
playing or being
started out as
sound or
started out playing, and then it was in recording studio. So I've got a platinum album from an artist up in Michigan.
Who's it? What's the artist?
The artist is it's called Inner City. It is now called EDM. But back then it was called Techno and House. That came out of Detroit. They just had a big movement festival up in Detroit.
So we're fortunate enough to have a state-of-the-art producer in our studio with us. That's Adam. Adam's been a Beasley employee for Beasley Media Group for many years. Adam, you're shaking your head. What do you know this?
Yeah, yes, I'm very aware. It's an honor to be in the room with you.
Oh, no, not me. It was an honor to work with all these different artists. So
yeah.
So I started out working with, they call it the original three, Atkins, May, and Saunderson. I did a lot of work with them. But also worked with artists like Alice Cooper and Ted Nugent and
I was going to mention Nooch.
Well, yeah, he's a great guy. I did some background vocals with him.
Really?
I got to work with Carl Perkins the year
Very cool.
before he died. I did backgrounds with him.
Nice.
So it was great. I actually got to work with Ricky Medlock a lot too from Blackfoot. He actually lives in Fort Myers now.
This is very fascinating to me, and I could go on forever about, especially you get me into the music background, as Adam's shaking his
don't do
head.
it.
So that's obviously your accolades are huge in the music industry, and that's cool. So you decided to put the music label onto the tequila and call it Musica. Okay.
Correct.
And that is something you and your wife decided?
Yeah, we actually had a couple of other different names that we were kind of testing the waters of, and Jerry, my wife, was really adamant. She's like, we need to do something you're passionate about, and we're both passionate about music. So, and one of the reasons what the brand is about is it's not about my career or things I've done. It's not about any other big superstar. It's not a rock tequila. It's not a jazz tequila. It's about
All music.
all music, and everybody. We believe everybody has a music story somewhere in
Sure.
their lives, and
You're
the
right.
part that we're really having fun with is as we meet people, we talk about that. Every single person we've mentioned is like, oh, my father was a jazz musician,
Yeah.
or I played trumpet in middle school, or somebody's got a story in their friends and family that influenced their lives. That's what Musica is about.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And when I started, I don't know if you heard what I said. Music is the language of the heart.
Yeah.
Music can bring back. I'll start to get emotional if I keep going. But music can bring back smells. It can bring back tastes.
Yep.
And the memories that we have from that. And I was fortunate enough to grow up. My dad was with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and so I'm not as young as you think I am. So and so I grew up in the house with big band music and Dixieland jazz. That's how.
Really?
Yes.
So, Tommy Dorsey?
Tommy Dorsey. Yeah, my dad began this. I'm almost 68 years
My
old.
my grandmother that I never met
Yeah,
used to sing with the Jimmy Dorsey.
Jimmy Dorsey. So did Sinatra
Yeah.
and the blonde lady started out with the Dorseys too. I can't remember her name.
Dolly Parton?
No, no, not Dolly Parton.
She wasn't around then.
That's true.
Yeah, so my grandmother died early, but she was a stage singer and an actress and a singer.
I am all about music myself.
Well, and that's it. Everybody's got a story.
Everybody has a story.
Or two or three, right?
So I'm going to read something here. It says the music-inspired handcrafted bottle, which it is, which you can show to the audience,
amazing.
Patty, right?
Yes.
The music-inspired handcrafted bottle sets the tone for Musica Tequila. The aroma is pure and unadulterated cooked agave. And that's the main ingredient, right? That's
Correct.
The plant where tequila comes from.
Yep.
Taste is clean and fresh agave forward with hints of fruit and a slight pepper finish.
Ooh.
Join the Musica experience in supporting music education and local musicians. How do you do that?
So we teamed up with one of the things that is near and dear to our hearts is I probably wouldn't have been as successful or made it through school as well without the outlet of music. And we know that through some studies that learning music also helps STEM education. So we want to make sure that music education and the arts doesn't get lost in budget fights in school systems.
Sure.
Because it is, isn't it?
It is. Well, yeah, and it's not like people are evil trying to get rid of it. It's everybody's got a budget crunch these days. So there's an organization called Save the Music Foundation. It started out early on with some organizations, but it's really morphed into an amazing organization that helps train teachers. It provides instruments. It does really, really good things.
Oh, so that's like on the teacher level. That's like on the teacher
It
level,
is.
which is very cool.
It is. So they do sessions to help teachers learn how to teach kids better. They give them tools.
So
They give them awards. They give them funding, and then they bring instruments. So they've got a lot of connections that really does good work. So we decided we actually have a strategic alliance with them. We met with them and talked to them, and they said we love the idea of this, and we support them how and wherever we can. One, just sending the message out there, and then we send them support when we're able to.
Oh.
spent 5 years creating this brand, and really the 5 years was about learning. I mean, 2 of it was creating this bottle and getting it tooled, because it was a lot of work. But the tequila itself, we had to, I thought I knew a lot about it, but we've met some amazing people along the way. People have recommended other people. We got in to meet some new friends and partners in Mexico that I never thought I would get to the level that we're at, because the quality of tequila that we have is really top notch. I'm not going to kind of compare it to anybody else, because I don't like putting anybody else down.
Sure.
But what we have focused on is, we call it agave forward. So there's no additives in ours. Some people put additives in to make it either taste vanilla-y or something else, or a little sweeter. That's fine. That's what their brand is about.
Yeah.
Ours is about pure agave flavor, right? So the way the artisans did it back in the day. So
yeah. So if you're one of my advertisers or one of my restaurants, right, in the biker map, please take a look at this, and the boater map actually as well. But please take a look at Musica Tequila. It's amazing. It has such a smooth taste. And you know, I'm not a huge drinker, but you know, Chris is like, Patty, you gotta try this tequila. Come on, you know him with the little paper cups.
Oh yeah. Chris is amazing.
He loves to
down
do that.
At the standard. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and that's the other thing is we wanted to make it very approachable, was the other word we used, right? So I'm not really good with a lot of the alcohol burn, whether it's bourbon or whiskey or tequila. So we tried to keep that burn down and just have a nice, smooth taste in all of our offerings.
How do you get your tequila in the local start? You start out with local restaurants and bars, but how do you get it where everybody's going to know Musica Tequila? How do you brand this or market it? What is the process to go by where I go to the Hilton in Boston and I see Musica Tequila on the shelf? How does that happen?
That's a good question. It's a complex process. We have our go-to-market strategy and what we think is going to work for us. There's a lot of laws in the U.S. about, you know, we're a producer and importer.
Yeah.
There's a 3-tier system. The other ones are called distributors. So we have to work with a distributor in each state.
Okay.
And then you're an end seller, so a restaurant, a bar, a retailer, right?
So it's up to the distributor sales rep to go into the fancy places and say, "Hey, I've got a new tequila for you." So
correct.
What's the process? I mean, with all the tequilas out there, and the distributor's carrying your tequila, he's going to carry other tequilas too.
Oh yeah.
So how do you get this guy to promote yours as opposed to Patron?
So you're helping us right now. Well, all we can do is tell our story and try to do some good in the world, and hopefully get people to try it once. One might be the look of the bottle. One might be
the look of the bottle.
One might be they try and go, "Oh wow, this is really good."
Yeah.
The other way we're doing it is we talk about, you know, if they want to be part of supporting music in schools, this is when we do it. We also support local musicians. So to answer your last piece of your question, we're picking artists in the markets that we're in. We have one band. It's a original band here in Fort Myers called Done For.
Okay.
We went over and saw them at a beach concert on the other coast of Florida. Great band, great. I call them young gentlemen. They're not all that young, but they're a lot younger than I am. Remind me of myself when I was younger, but great musicians, great music. So we provide them some marketing materials, sometimes T-shirts. We've got another single artist on the other side. We've got some artists up in Michigan. So we're really just trying to promote from the ground up and really have it be a grassroots brand, right?
Yeah, well, we're always looking for new talent too, so definitely hook us up with them for sure, and we'll let
same
you know.
with you. If you see talent around, we'd love to be
we have
involved
so many
in that.
events coming up. Yeah, definitely.
Do you still have contact with Alice Cooper?
I don't.
But if you did, you know his manager, the Hollywood Vampires, that would be a great band to promote Musica Tequila.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, I'll ask you if you got any Rolodex. I got to go back through my old Rolodex too. So because Ricky Medlock lives in town, and I don't know how to get a hold of him. But,
well, Chris, I know that you have received a lot of awards. You have received a lot of awards. There's 2024 Gold Medal Award. Oh. Yeah. Yes.
So we started out. We sent some of the bottles in early in the year, and they all came back like right about when we were starting to launch. We've only been in the market 2.5 weeks. So, but yeah, we've got an Innovation Award and a Platinum Award for the design of the bottle.
Yes.
And then we've got a double gold on the Reposado, and we've got multiple golds on the other tequilas.
I just love the name too. It's so fancy and it's amazing. It's so beautiful.
Beautiful bottle. Well, these awards that you're getting, are these national or worldwide?
National, international awards.
Very good,
yeah.
very good. And how do you enter? You just say, "Here's my tequila."
Yeah, you have to fill out the forms and make sure that it's the right process, and they verify that it's the right type of product and it's available in the market and those kinds of things. But
And how
you do pay for it, right? But
Sure.
all the ones that we enter, we make sure they're blind competitions, so
Okay.
they're not looking at the bottle. The
Right.
design is a separate award, right?
Okay.
So they're giving you an award just based on the merit of the aroma and the taste of the tequila. They don't know which one they're
Oh,
doing.
right.
So
Right.
Yeah, and how do people get in touch with you?
best way is through our website,
Okay.
musicatequila.com, or on our Instagram or Facebook. Those are both at Musica Tequila or hashtag Musica Tequila.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've actually
And either
been
way is
sharing your
correct.
stuff.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I say Musica Tequila,
Musica?
which is the Spanish or Mexican version. Some days I say
Music.
Musica Tequila. So
Yeah.
both
yeah.
are okay.
Right, tomato.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a wonderful brand. I am so excited to be able to support you guys and to get the word out there for you for sure. And we would definitely love to have you in the biker map for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
we'll talk
about
about
that.
that for
I'd love
sure.
to be a part of that and part of the community. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a great vision, and I think this is going to be very successful. In my mind, while the two of you and Patty were talking, I'm thinking of this big stage with the banner brought to you by Musica Tequila.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
going to happen for you. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
especially
definitely.
with your background in music and your background in it's not what you know. Sometimes it's who you know.
Yeah.
And I wish you the most success. We'll help you the best we can.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Well, we just want a chance for people to try it and be a part of it on its merit and see what we're trying to do. And one, it's a great product. Two, we're trying to do some good in the world. That's all we
I
can
think
do.
this function that we're going to tonight, I think we might have people taste testing this
Yeah.
stuff if we get
I think so, for sure.
I think I might need
we
to go
should
to
get
that.
Chris
yeah.
out
Yes.
there.
Yeah, I think I need
you
to go
should
to that
go.
tonight.
Yes.
I saw your post yesterday and I was like, really?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, your wife
That's
is so sweet too. She's adorable, and we
She
had
is.
such a nice time. And
Well, we appreciate you having us in here. So
yeah, definitely. In closing, is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
just hopefully they give us a chance and
Yeah, try it.
trying to do some good in the world and also have some fun with tequila. But
Yeah.
it really is about the experiences. Our lives have turned this way.
Yeah.
We're not so much about things anymore. We're about experiences and people. And music has a part in probably just everything we do,
Yeah.
whether we get together with friends or meet new friends.
Right.
Music is in there somewhere, and hopefully Musica Tequila is also.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so definitely, guys, check it out. Musica Tequila. We're going to be putting it everywhere, so definitely check out the Biker Map Facebook and Musica Tequila Facebook page as well. And we are here on podcastradious.com every Monday at 11. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you. See you soon.
Thanks, man.